So in this video, this is our introduction. Is episode 1. We are going to introduce Java Faker. We are going to see what are the benefits of Java Faker and what it is. So I have given the GitHub link in the in this slide. So I'll also put the GitHub link in the description for your further reference. So Java Faker, what is Java Faker? Faker is a test data creation tool on Java. In the Java projects or Java technology projects, you use Java Faker to create test data close to real data. For example, you want to create thousands of data, 100,000 rows in your database so that showcase your application performance and other things which you have developed in the proof of concept, etc. You're going to use Java Faker. Without Java Faker, you need to put a lot of effort into test data. Like normally you will do it in the Java for loop or some other way, which will take more time. So Java Faker comes into picture where we want to create test data for our demo purpose or for our testing purpose. For example, you want to showcase your performance, such criteria, how it is going to work in your application. Those purposes you can use Java Faker always. Okay, what is Java Faker? Java Faker is a library which is a port of Ruby's Faker gem. There is a Ruby Faker gem in the Faker library to create fake data or test data for your application. So it is useful when you are developing a new project and need some pretty data for showcase. For example, showcase where you want to showcase. Normally, you will showcase when you are developing a MVP, not MVP, proof of concept or small application to demo. For that purpose, you can create test data. For example, using address, you are using first name, you are using uh, username, number, lot of names, users list. All these kind of data can be created Java Faker. So this is how you are going to use Java Faker in your application. You instantiate the Java Faker and then you use faker.name.fullname, and then you can also use you can also get first name and last name, and you can also get the address, street address, etc. So you'll get the real data, close to real data, and can be used for testing purposes, showcasing purposes. So how many fakers available? It means what kind of data you can fake it using this library. You can fake addresses, emails, apps, artist, avatar, back to feature, aviation. You can fake numbers, file, finance, food, friends, funny names, Game of Thrones, gender. You can fake number, phone number, photography, Pokemon. These are the list of fakers, possible faker data available in this. For example, in the previous slide, we have seen how to fake name, full name, first name, last name, and street address. Likewise, these many fakers data available in this library. Okay, this is the GitHub page for the Java Faker library. As I mentioned, this is a popular Ruby Faker gem, and that has been brought to Java by forking that library. And you can also use dependencies from Maven project or Gradle project like this. And these are the fakers available, as I mentioned, as I have shown here. And you can also use this library per locale. For example, based on your local US, UK, France, India. These are the supported list of locales that is given in the GitHub page of Java Faker. You can also check. So now what we are going to do, we are going to use, okay, so this is our next parts of video. So we are going to develop a small Spring Boot application to showcase the Java Faker. We are going to use Spring Initializr to create a project. I'm using IntelliJ as a integrated development environment IDE. You can also use Eclipse, VS Code, whatever your choice, as per your choice. And I'm using Java programming language JDK 1.8, which is our language. It must be because we are using Java Faker. Let's get into the demo part. So we are going to develop a small Spring Boot application. How? I'm going to Spring Initializr. Spring Initializr is the website where you can easily get started with sample project. So as I mentioned, Java Faker can be used with Maven or Java Gradle project. I will start with the Maven project. Okay, and I'm going to use Spring Boot version 2.5.4. Leave it like KA Java Faker demo, Java Faker demo is artifact and name. Demo project first input. Leave it as it is, and we are going to package as a jar file, and we are going to use Java 1.8. And here comes the main part. This is called Spring Initializr. You can create or start with Spring project using Maven, Gradle, Kotlin, Groovy with this page, this website, start.spring.io. Okay, so I'm going to add dependencies. Here you can use different set of dependencies. If you want to build RESTful applications using Spring MVC, you can use web, and you can also use so many other dependencies from this list of dependencies here. I'm going to use Spring Boot basic. So this is going to be just dev tools and web. Boot, what are the things? Okay, question Spring Boot multi project. Okay, so these are the dependencies I'm going to have, and let's generate. So there is a zip file which we can download, and we'll go to C colon dev Java Faker. We extract here, go here. So this is the basic Spring Boot application which we got. So this is the dependency list. See, Spring Boot Starter Web. So this is the basic setup we will get out of this website. So you don't need to do much stuff. I'm going to open the project. Okay, dev Java Faker demo. So this is our project which we downloaded from the Spring Initializr website. It has nothing. It is a plain Java project. So it is resolving the dependencies now. The IDE. This is IntelliJ IDE which I'm using for development. You can use your own IDE of choice. Yeah, now the Maven dependencies are resolved, and we can run the server. mvn clean spring -boot :run is the command line command for running the Spring Boot application locally. Let's run it. So it is, see here, the application is running now. It is stating that Tomcat server started 8080 with the context path slash and started KA Java Faker demo application. So now our Spring Boot application is up and running. So now we want to we want to make some changes so that we are going to use this in our application. So normally simple example from the Java Faker GitHub URL can be done in the very plain Java class also. Why I have chosen the Spring Boot application is most of the cases in real time you would want to use Java Faker with Spring Boot application. That is the reason I started with Spring Boot application. It may look like it is overcomplicated. Ideally, it is not overcomplicated. It is minimum requirement. You can also simply create a .java file and put your Java Faker library in the dependencies and start using these lines and it will work. But to demo you the purpose and how in real time you can use it, the Spring Boot application, that is why I started with the Spring Boot application here. So to start with the basic, I don't want to run this Spring Boot application always running like this. I want to run it quickly and print the Java Faker library fake data. So for that, what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to create some Java Faker. I'm going to copy this example lines and put it here. It will throw you error. The faker is not found. So why? We have to add the faker dependency, Java Faker dependency into our project. Then it gets resolved. So I always use this kind of commands so that it will be easily identifiable in the future. Okay, now we have added it. Either you can use men clean command or you can simply click here load Maven changes. So what it does is it is resolving the dependencies which we had which we added recently. So in our case Java Faker. So it is downloading the dependency. So it's downloaded now. Let's go back to our application. So now if you see Java Faker is available for import and it is imported. If you look at it com.github.javafaker.faker. So this class is already imported. We get the name, first name, last name, street address. So now we are going to print it. Okay, I'm going to print the name system.out.println is the command. Okay, let's put the identification mark something like this. Okay, starting ending here. I'm going to print the name. Name is equal to plus name, and I'm going to print the first name and last name. We want to see it how it is coming, and I want to quickly print the address also. Street address, basically it's not only the common address. If you faker that address dot put address street address, you can get building number, city, etc. I'm going to print the street address. Okay, let's run it again. Yeah, it started. Let's get, so go scroll back, scroll above and go to the beginning, attaching agents. After that it is getting printed. See here, you print the name and re-enter the first name last name, street address, Scott, Michael, Tony, Whiskey, and this one. So these are the examples of some of the fake data. Okay, so this is full name getting printed. If you want first name, you call faker.name first name, faker.name is last name. Like that, you can use this faker library for your testing purposes. Okay, so I repeat, so why I choose Spring Boot, because I want to show you how to create a Spring Boot application using Spring Initializr, and then you can also use inside the static void main of the Spring Boot application, or you can also create controller and use this fake data and create there and use it using the REST services. You want to expose some REST data services to others, you can also create controller, Spring controller, and do the same and return these values to the caller of the REST services. That is also possible. So that is why I have chosen Spring Boot. Yeah, normally without without using the faker, what normally we'll do for simple test data creation, we'll go for a for loop and we'll loop till how many records we need. For example, 1000 or 100, let's assume. And if you want to create a user with name, first name and last name, you will start off with the user object. Okay, string name, full name, first name, last name. So you what you will do, you will normally full name equal to, okay, full name. This is what quickly we will do. Okay, we will append I. So what will happen, always all the users name will be full name, will be full name plus 1, full name 0, full name 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that will get printed. So let's print quickly. Let's run mem clean Spring Boot run. We'll see what it is getting printed. Yeah, so scroll up and see. Of course you get hundreds for names, full names getting printed, but the problem here is it is all unique. I understand, full name 13, 12, it is not repeated. But the problem here is when you are showcasing or demoing your application, you want some real names so that how the search is working, how the filtering is working, how the list can be displayed in your application. These are the simple basic functionalities can be showcased in a good manner. Otherwise, I mean, the people will see full name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is not highly uh, a nice feature to see full name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 when you are particularly showcasing to some stakeholders. So that is why we are using Java Faker to create some meaningful names. For example, the same thing what we are going to do is using the Faker library. Okay, I create a Faker library. Okay, instead of full name, here what we print 100 times, we are going to print it here the same thing 100 times, but in this case the name, the full name is nothing but full name dot full name. So we'll see how it is getting printed. Let's stop server, clean it, run it again. Yeah, scroll up. See, this is the difference. See how the full name, the test data, plain text test data which we try with the for loop is looking like, and how the faker data is looking like. So the faker data is more or less close to the real data, and it is also nice to use this faker data library in the demos. So that is why we go for these kind of libraries, especially for the Java faker. I use it heavily for my demo and other application purposes.